Differentiating for content can seem a little counterintuitive when we've already said that all students should have access to the same knowledge. But all it means is that we might need to think about our content as a whole and how each student can really access it the best. So, in some cases, this could be things like adjusted texts. So, Lexile level changes are one way that you can adjust a text. So, the text at its heart is the same, but it's more accessible for certain students. NewsELA is a site that does that for you. You can adjust in a variety of ways. I've used that before. It's super helpful. You can also chunk a text. So it's not always imperative for a student to read every single part of every text that you're looking at. You might be doing a close read of a section, or you might be getting the gist of something where you can take a chunk and just print that for a student and allow them to annotate and really dive into that piece without giving them so much that they're overwhelmed and feel like they already can't do it. Using visuals to aid understanding is another really great way to help students. For ELs, for example, having visuals can really help if they can't get every single word, they can still get the overall meaning because of visuals. Visuals are also helpful to other students who just struggle with reading comprehension. You can also use a variety of presentation styles. This means that you might be writing on the board, you might be doing things in the front of the class, you might be projecting things. You might have work right in front of students sometimes so they can follow along. You might be doing some group work. You might be even doing a flipped classroom if you have access to technology like that. So you could have students accessing a video of some sort on a computer, and then you can be leading them through some practice instead of leading them through the actual instructional piece. So this really is just taking into account that students learn differently and can take in information differently. So sometimes you can even have them give you feedback about that, but really it's about you getting to learn your students a little better and what they need. So this variety of presentation styles is a way for you to give them a lot of ways to access text and allow students to find the way that best fits them. You can also look at using tiered content and groupings. So this really means looking at your class as a whole and breaking it up into groups that might need similar differentiation and at different levels. So you might have a group that needs an adjusted text and they might need it chunked. You might have a group that can access the entire text as it is and they're fine just to go for it on their own. You might have a group that has an adjusted text but also needs visuals because they really are struggling with the comprehension of the overall gist of a story. So you really have tiered your classroom and the content, and that way you're not creating a different differentiation task or differentiated content for every single student, but you're kind of tiering it so that you have the scaffolds that you need to support a variety of learners at one time.